Welcome back to Iceland and our 6th day traveling around this beautiful and wild country via the Ring Road. We are Jordan and Soph. We left behind the US over 11 months ago to travel internationally, which has landed us here in our 40th country for our year-long trip around the world. After exploring many waterfalls, beaches, and glaciers here in Iceland, we woke up at a campground on the edge of the Northern Highlands to start our day exploring the northern half of Iceland after checking out the East Coast the day before. Join us on another full day of adventure here in the land of fire and ice. Welcome back. It's our 6th day for our road trip around the Ring Road here in Iceland, and today we are doing the northern segment of the island.
We have a lot planned once again. We're going to go to a couple different waterfalls, and we're going to go to a couple different hot springs, even a volcanic crater, and then after that we're going to start making our way over to the west side and just start making our way back down towards Reykjavík.
We are starting our day at Dettifoss, which is, I believe, one of the largest waterfalls in all of Europe, so we are really excited to see it. Last night we found an adorable campsite not too far away. It was on someone's farm, I believe. It was just absolutely adorable. Great place to spend the night, to get up early, to get out here to Dettifoss. So we're just walking along the little trail that they have. There's 2 different entrances to get here. We are on the entrance that has a paved road, which I believe is the west entrance, correct?
Yes, the west entrance. I saw and read that the east side you have to take a lot more gravel, and so we just didn't want to mess with that this morning.
It's only 800-meter walk out to the waterfall.
Not bad. Pretty big. Apparently it's the most powerful one. I don't know how they determine powerfulness of a waterfall, but apparently this is the most powerful waterfall in all of Europe.
We are back in the parking lot and we're going to set up some breakfast at this little picnic table here. Our breakfast this morning is going to be oh, it's not over here. Breakfast is going to be this morning some instant coffee along with some instant oatmeal. So yes, such is the camping life this morning, but we have a cute little spot right here in the parking lot. So we are having our breakfast in the Jeep because the bugs are really bad this morning, and within 10 seconds of pouring our coffee, there was already a bug floating in it. There's these little fleas that kind of just hang out, and once they find you, they just buzz around your head and they follow you. Like, they are so annoying. Not everywhere has been like that, but some spots have been really, really bad.
There's literally one crawling on the lens.
This is so bad.
They don't bite or anything, but there's just clouds and they just stick right by your head, just like dive bombing your eyes and your nose, and it's just really annoying.
I think we've swallowed a few as well on this trip, which is super nasty. So yes, we're eating our instant oatmeal.
It's quite good, to be honest, even though it's just instant oatmeal. But it's apple blueberry. I don't know if I've ever had that combination before. Usually it's just apple cinnamon.
And it's made in Ireland, it looks like, in Dublin, so not far away. And then we have some instant coffee, which is our staple. But how cute are these little mugs that came with our camping set? But they don't work very well for when you're driving down the road. Kind of get coffee everywhere. We would have liked to sit out at the picnic table, but we just could not do it. It was pretty miserable trying to get the water to boil.
So after we get done eating our oatmeal, we're going to head over to a volcanic crater, which should be really cool. And then from there, we're heading over to some hot springs, which we're really excited for because we are kind of splurging on that since we're doing that instead of the Blue Lagoon.
The drive leaving Dettifoss felt like driving through a completely different planet, with just black rock as far as we could see. We continued on our little journey until we got to Lake Viti, which is a bright blue crater. We honestly couldn't even enjoy it though, and we only stayed for a couple of minutes thanks to all the midge flies that we were just talking about in the car. Next, we went to Mývatn Hot Springs. We picked this instead of the Blue Lagoon because there is less people, and it is also less expensive, being around 6,900 Icelandic krona, which equals about $50 per person. The facility was spacious and clean, and the water was very blue. There are different temperatures, different pools, a bar, and plenty of room to swim around. There was also a sauna, and it was so nice and relaxing after a week of camping out in the tent on top of the Jeep. We just got back into the car after an extremely relaxing afternoon.
I honestly don't know when the last time was that I felt this warm. Definitely not since getting to Iceland because it has been very chilly here. But in at the hot springs, there was like several different pools you could use. There was kind of like a cooler one or warmer one, and then a very hot tub. And then there was also like a sauna that you could go in, and I really enjoyed the sauna.
There was also a cafe here, so we got some warm soup as well as some pastry treats and coffee to fill our bellies up, and we just had a relaxing time sitting there enjoying the amazing food, feeling warm, being away from the bugs. But as soon as we stepped outside, the bugs swarmed us again, so we ran to the car. Now we are here, and next we're going to drive to Shocker, another waterfall. This one's called Godafoss, and it looks stunning, so we're really excited that this is our next stop up here in the north.
Alright, we just made it to Godafoss, but it is insane how many bugs have splattered up against the Jeep and against the tent. There are so many up there. The entire time we were driving over here, it literally sounded like it was raining on the windshield because we were hitting so many bugs. I can already feel them surrounding me, so we're gonna like run out there, check it out, and hopefully don't inhale too many of the bugs on our way.
There is Godafoss right here behind us. Another stunning waterfall. This one is really spread out. It has like 3 different sections that all kind of come together in a bright blue river. So it's so beautiful. Just another stunning waterfall out of the many that we have seen here. This one's definitely worth the stop, and it's not very far off at the ring road. So there's actually some really interesting history here at Godafoss, which we just read on that sign right there. So the chieftain in this area around the year 1000 was in charge of deciding whether the people should adopt the Christian faith or not. So once his decision was formally accepted, he threw all of his statues of their Norse gods into this waterfall, which is called Godafoss, which means gods of the waterfall. So really interesting history right here at this waterfall, besides it just being beautiful. Our next stop ended up being one of our favorites out of all the places that we went to in Iceland. It is a hot spring on top of a waterfall that overlooks the ocean and the town of Akureyri across the bay. It is called Foss, which just means waterfall in Icelandic because it doesn't really have a name and is more of a hidden spot. The only way we found it was in a blog, which we will link below, but it is off of Route 83 down a gravel road. After we pulled ourselves away from the hot spring, we drove through Akureyri, which is known for having stoplights that are in the shape of a heart. As we drove to our campsite along Route 76, I had a feeling, and I'm not even sure why, that there might be river braids to our left. And when I put the drone up in the air, sure enough, this is what we saw. A truly unreal and unworldly sight as the water made its way out to the ocean. So we've made it to our campsite for the evening. We're in a town called Hofsós. And the reason that we chose to kind of come down this coastline is because this is super close to Iceland's oldest church, which we are going to start with tomorrow morning. We made it to a very simplistic campsite. There's not a lot here, unlike the campsite that we showed up to yesterday, but that's all right. We're still going to check out the little kitchen area, see if we can make ourselves some supper because we are very hungry before we set up camp for the night. This area looks very beautiful. It's along the coast. We saw lots of horses driving in, so it's going to be a really fun area, I think, to check out tomorrow morning.
Alright, we just got done eating our supper and setting up camp. It is one of the very last times we are setting up camp because unfortunately we are getting very close to being done with our road trip around Iceland.
We are going to now climb up into our bed for the night and get up early tomorrow to do the west coast of Iceland. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.